top story. A full-scale political face-off is currently underway over a fake tweet. Trinamool Congress spokesperson Saket Gokhale has been arrested by the Gujarat Police. He was flying from Delhi to Jaipur on Monday night, and once he landed in Jaipur, he was picked by the police. He faces charges of forgery and defamation. In the latest, Gokhale has been sent to 2 days of police custody. Now, what exactly has landed Mr. Gokhale in trouble is a tweet. On December 1st, he posted a newspaper clipping on his social media account. It had claimed that Prime Minister Modi's Morbi visit cost around 30 crore rupees. So to that clipping of the newspaper, he puts out a reply. Mr. Gokhale says in that tweet that he puts out that these numbers were obtained using an RTI. And what that information is saying is this, that while those who died, 135 people who died in the Morbi bridge collapse, got 5 crore rupees each as compensation for the Prime Minister's visit, 30 crore rupees were spent. This is what Mr. Gokhale had claimed in his tweet based on the newspaper clipping. Now, on the same day, the Press Information Bureau, which is the PIB, did a fact check on Mr. Gokhale's claim. Apparently, there was no such RTI filed in the first place, meaning the entire story was bogus. The story that Mr. Gokhale had put out on Twitter was bogus, and so therefore was the tweet he put out. But 5 days later, it has landed Saket Gokhale in big trouble. West Bengal's Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has condemned the arrest. She's calling it political vendetta. Listen in.
It is very bad. It is very bad and sad. Shakla is a very important and bright man, and for social network he is very popular also, and he has done no mistake. तो हमारा खिलाफ में तो कितना ट्वीट होता है. हाँ, साइबर क्राइम को जरूर देखना चाहिए. ऐसा कोई नहीं होना चाहिए जिसमें जो देश का खतरा होता है और पर्सनल अटैक होता है. We are really sorry for this vindictive attitude. I condemn.
Watching this since a long time, I would like to remind you कि जिग्नेश मेवानी इलेक्टेड रिप्रेजेंटेटिव गुजरात के जीते हुए एमएलए को रात को सर्किट हाउस से सरकारी जगह से जो है असम की पुलिस आई और उठा करके लेकर के गई. ये तो मॉडस ऑपरेंडी बन गया है. ये इसी को कहते हैं ना डर की राजनीति.
You have been detained for misleading information.
Mr. Gokhale, was it true that you were actually peddling fake
That
news?
is for the judiciary. You have been detained for peddling fake news, sir. What do you have to say? The police have charged you for peddling fake news, sir. You have been charged for peddling fake news, sir.
Especially at a sensitive time like Morbi.
Sir, at the sensitive time like Morbi, a tragedy that you have, police claim is politicizing.
What do you have to say for yourself about the tweet that you've sent out, since you've clearly been said it's fake news?
Okay, Mr. Gokhale not saying much there, but he is facing multiple charges. They include forgery, defamation, and public mischief. The complaint was filed by a citizen, based on which the Ahmedabad Cyber Cell lodged an FIR. I can easily guess what the BJP will be saying about this whole incident, given the fact that the FIR that was filed and the complaint that was filed was by a BJP leader in Gujarat who said he was very disturbed with the post that Mr. Gokhale had posted out. Now, Mr. Gokhale did post fake news. So we are following due procedure, and technically the BJP is absolutely not wrong. Posting fake news about such a sensitive issue like Morbi is simply unacceptable. The law should definitely take its own course. Having said that, I do have a couple of questions for the BJP government in Gujarat. You can arrest a politician for spreading fake news about the Prime Minister's visit to the Morbi bridge after the tragedy in which 135 people were killed. But what about the people who caused this tragedy in the first place? Jaisukh Patel, where is he? The MD of the Orega group, which botched up the entire repair job. His name is still not in the FIR. Forget the fact that he's still not been arrested. What about the municipality's chief executive officer? He has just been suspended. Why has he not been named in the FIR? Why is he not under arrest? And in case you forget, the bridge collapsed on 30th of October. It's been more than 35 days since 141 people died on that bridge that day. Yet the Gujarat police have not arrested the main culprits. But in this case, they went all the way down to Jaipur to arrest Mr. Saket Gokhale. That too within 5 days of his tweet. tells you what political priorities are and how they function. Let me go across to our guests who are joining us this evening. Priyanka Chaturvedi is spokesperson of the BJP, joining us on the broadcast. Biswajit Deb is the spokesperson of the TMC. He's joining us on the broadcast as well. This is going to be a short chat. But Biswajit, please tell me why the TMC is calling this political vendetta. Fact is that in this country, fake news is a curse. Fake news causes harm. Fake news kills people in this country. It needs to be pointed out, it needs to be called out, and if required, people need to be arrested. What's the problem in that?
Who is talking about fake news? Is the BJP talking about fake news? The BJP is the torchbearer of fake news in India. You see, this is nothing else but vendetta politics. Whoever will talk against BJP, whoever will protest against BJP, they will be blamed as anti-national and they will be put behind the bars. You cannot criticize BJP. If you criticize BJP, if you are against BJP, then you are against the nation. That is their theory, and that is what they want to say. In everywhere you will see throughout the country, wherever there are protests, wherever the opposition wants to protest, you'll see that the BJP and the central government, they will just label a fake, false charge against them, and they will put them behind the bars. This is the policy of BJP. You see, the entire arrest, I would again say that the entire arrest is illegal detention. This is absolutely an illegal detention.
Okay.
Without informing the Rajasthan police, the Gujarat police, they just came and they just picked him up. You have to inform the local police. You have to take him under transit remand, and nothing happened. All constitutional norms have been violated. And this is a total illegal detention. And
Priyanka
again,
Chaturvedi,
this is an illegal detention.
Respond to what
Yes,
Mr. Biswajit Deb is calling
Deb is
illegal detention.
forgetting
He's
that
saying you're
Mr. Deb
arresting
is
a
forgetting that
spokesperson
on
for fake
14th of
news
November,
when the
14th
BJP
of
itself
November,
is the fountainhead of fake news.
That is what I'm saying, ma'am. Let me complete that. Mr. Deb is forgetting that on 14th of November, Tuhin Mondal, a YouTuber, was arrested in Bengal just because he had said certain derogatory words against Mamata Banerjee, and there was a certain meme. Then they do not question why people are being arrested. But here, when he was talking about the applicability of the law, then let me tell him that section 499 of the IPC 505, what do they say? That when there are statements conducing which will, lead to any disruption of public harmony and peace, then it is not legal, it is not lawful. So here, when he is speaking about the 30 crore scam, and it was questioned that which reports he was following and which newspaper cutting it was. So the name of the newspaper which is mentioned, those newspaper agencies have also said that this is not our news, we have not published this news or report. He also speaks about an RTI application, but when questioned now, he has no reply. So which very well means that, this was an intentional insult with the intent to provoke the breach and peace. So now if an FIR is registered, police will have to do its work. So there is no point questioning, and when you are pointing a finger at others, please see that the three fingers are pointing towards you.
Okay, give me a minute, Biswajit Deb. Since the BJP is talking about, the TMC spreading fake news, let us just bring up some instances
The master of fake news.
how the BJP has been responsive. Just a minute, Mr. Deb. Mr. Deb, 1 minute. Okay, I'm just coming to that. Exactly coming to that, Mr. Deb. I need to put it down for our viewers and I'm going to come to you. I've just put a graphic together. Now, is the BJP one of the biggest proponents of fake news? Well, the BJP's IT cell chief, Amit Malviya, has been in trouble very often. I can give you multiple examples of him spreading fake news on social media. Here are some examples. In 2019, Mr. Malviya had said that the anti-CAA protesters were chanting Pakistan Zindabad in Lucknow. As it turned out, it was utter fake news. In 2017, he had claimed that Rahul Gandhi had signed off as a non-Hindu at the Somnath temple. But guess what? That sign wasn't even Rahul Gandhi, so fake news. In the same year, he targeted the Congress leader again. Malviya had claimed that Mr. Gandhi had visited Gurmeet Ram Rahim's Dera Sacha Sauda. But in reality, what Rahul had visited was a completely different organization, nothing to do with Ram Rahim. In 2020, again, Mr. Malviya had claimed that the Shaheen Bagh protesters were sponsored. They were being given biryani and they were being given 500 rupees to come sit protest. It was debunked by multiple fact checkers. But Mr. Malviya, of course, has never apologized or withdrawn his claims. He's never been arrested. But the Gujarat police, as I said, hasn't arrested him, nor has any other police officer from any other state. So why is it that fake news published by the ruling party is ignored and fake news published by the opposition is punished? Priyanka Tibrewal, can you please help me understand that?
I already answered to the question that the tweets you are speaking about, Mr. Malviya had removed those tweets from his Twitter account. Not just that, let me also tell you that when you are saying that someone had tweeted a fake...
Saket
Let me
Gokhale
complete,
hata
madam,
deta.
since you have questioned me. When you say that someone had tweeted something which was fake, what do you mean to say that others should continue doing it? There should be immediate steps which should be taken, and Mr. Malviya was responsible enough to take the steps and remove those tweets. But here he continues with the propaganda. That is why an FIR is registered. So what do you mean to say that people who are going with law and by the law, they should not get an FIR registered against him?
Mr. Biswajit, would you want to respond to that? They are saying don't talk about Amit Malviya being the fountainhead of fake news in this country because he removes his tweets very quickly.
I never
He's
said that.
the peddler in chief of fake news in
That is
India.
exactly what I'm
Everybody
saying,
knows.
ma'am.
Everybody knows that the way he has spread fake news with regard to CAA, the way he spread fake news when 2000
So why you were quiet about it, Mr. Dev?
Parliament
Why did you
elections
get
were
an
going
FIR
on.
registered?
He's a master. He's a master of fake news. And now they are arresting Saket Gokhale for fake news. What forgery he has done? The allegation of forgery has been leveled against him. Why the charge of forgery is there? Just to ensure
that you should question in the court of law, not here.
Just to ensure.
Then why don't you just go apply for a bail and tell the court, tell the honorable court what you have done? The honorable court will decide that. No, it is not the media who is going to decide whether you are guilty of 505 or 499. That should be decided in the court of law.
You know, Priyanka, let me ask you this. There is some problem with Mr. Biswajit's line there. Therefore, I will be putting questions to you, playing the devil's advocate as it were. Here's the thing. There was great alacrity, Priyanka, in arresting Mr. Gokhale. You will agree that the Gujarat police makes this effort of flying all the way down to Jaipur based on a complaint by a BJP leader about how hurt he was because Mr. Gokhale had posted a fake tweet about the Prime Minister's visit to Morbi. So much pain for what happened in Morbi.
Of course it should be. I believe,
who are actually responsible.
I believe not only a BJP leader, but
if there was the pain, why have people not responsible? Why have people who are responsible for Morbi still not under arrest?
Where is Jaipur Patel? Madam, that
35 days since the Morbi tragedy, 140 people dead. No. It's a question of misplaced priorities. That is the irony, ma'am.
If you have questioned, allow me to answer. When people, if they have done anything wrong, there should be legal steps taken against them or not. Do you agree or not? Do you believe that the law should prevail in the country or not? So if
the Gujarat government and the Gujarat police have to take those legal steps, ma'am.
That is what I am saying.
But they are busy taking steps against Mr. Saket Gokhale.
Madam, if people who are found guilty of being involved in this
death of 135,
then there is court of law. That can't be decided by you and Mr. Biswajit.
What about?
Police is doing its duty. They are doing their work. Administration is doing their work. And
35 days. 35 days, Priyanka ji, respectfully, 35 days. And the Gujarat police has not done its duty towards its citizens. But in 5 days, Saket Gokhale is arrested for a tweet, a fake tweet.
Each and every citizen to raise questions when the dignity of your Prime Minister is questioned, when people are trying to defame your Prime Minister, because he is not a Prime Minister of a political party, but the Prime Minister of the entire country.
And what about the dignity of the 140 people who lost their lives? What about the dignity of 140 people who lost their lives?
Yes, madam.
Come on, Priyanka. Look at the irony that is staring us on the face. But Mr. Biswajit is back online with us.
Who are responsible in this mishap, please file applications and fight for the right of people.
He is moving at large. He has not
You
been
don't
arrested.
have to
His
ask
name is
me
not
for
there in
proof.
FIR.
The Gujarat High Court every second
Madam,
day is rapping the Gujarat
certainly.
government and the Morbi municipality, but shameless.
That is-
Shameless. The
That is what
municipality
I
is
am
so
saying.
shameless,
If
they have
the
not
court
even
is
come to the
questioning-
Gujarat High Court with the right
If
files.
there is
The
enough
entire
evidence
Gujarat
and the
government
court
is
questioning,
shameless.
let the
The
investigation
entire
take place.
Gujarat government is shameless.
It cannot be
Acha,
decided
let's
on the
The
listen.
media. The
Modi
investigation
government,
should be
the Modi
completed.
government is
Ek
shameless.
minute.
The entire
Okay.
BJP government is shameless.
Priyanka, Biswajit ji from the TMC is back online. I'll let him do the batting now. Yes, Mr.
See,
Dev, go ahead.
Not a question of betting. What I'm trying to say is, I want to place the facts. You see, why is the owner? You have rightly raised. Why is the owner of the company which is responsible for the death of 135 people still at large? Why he has not been arrested? What is the interest of the government of Gujarat? What is the stake behind it? Let people know. We must know
Mr.
about
Dev
the
is certainly
actual
not
truth.
doing or part of
We
the
must know.
investigation, I believe.
We must know of the truth.
That is what I'm saying, Mr. Dev.
No,
You
no,
are
no,
certainly
no,
not a
no,
part
no.
of the investigation,
I
so
am
you
not.
would not
I
know
am
who
not.
was involved, who is
I
not.
am not.
That is work of the police
No,
and
there
it
is
has
no
to be done.
investigation.
There are many.
Priyanka, there is no
Behave
investigation.
falsely and
There is no
arbitrarily
investigation.
and
By the
with
looks of it,
malintention.
by the looks
And
of it, there is an attempt of a cover-up. There is no investigation in Gujarat over the Morbi tragedy. If there was, some low-level people would not have been arrested. The people who are responsible for the death of those 141 people would have been arrested, like the municipal commissioner, like the owner of Oreva. Easy to arrest the spokesperson of an opposition party. Tough to arrest people who are your own.
Spilling this venom. The investigation is taking place, and those responsible for this mishap will be behind bars.
When they will
Okay,
be
so
taken
Mr.
into
Dev, here's the
custody?
point that
Dev, who's
Priyanka
good at
makes,
least
and
one
I do.
question?
No, she may have a point. Mr. Dev, just a minute, Priyanka and Mr. Dev.
is the one who's arresting you and throwing
Priyanka and
them back
Mr.
to
Dev,
the
give
right
me a
place.
minute. Give me a minute here, please, Priyanka. Give me a minute here. Priyanka, Mr. Dev rightly points out that you have to respect the dignity of the Prime Minister's office. Where was the need to put out such a venomous tweet when you were not even sure of the report that had come out? At least you should have, you're a spokesperson of a national party, for heaven's sake. At least verify what you are tweeting out before basing your comments on it. Obviously, it turned out to be fake news, and he's in trouble because of it. As I said, fake news is a curse in this country, and people should be arrested for spreading fake news. But everyone should be arrested, not just the opposition.
I am again repeating that if it is a fake news, law will take its own course. But this is not the way to arrest a particular person violating all legal.
What is the way? Anyone who was playing with law has to be arrested.
All
There
legal
has to be strict
procedures.
vigilance. There has to be strict form of law. And that is for anyone for that matter. I am not trying to save or defend anyone.
Why the same
I have
law
said that
is
during
not
investigation,
applicable
if those
for
involved in the
Vendetta?
mishap,
Why
if
the
there is
same law
evidence of
Priyanka,
this,
is not applicable
Priyanka,
for
please.
the
You know,
BJP
Priyanka.
leaders? Why the
Mr.
same law
Vishwa-
is not applicable
Priyanka,
for
please,
Amit
I
Malhotra?
request
Why the
you,
same
we
law
do want
is
to hear
not-
from
is
both
not
sides.
applicable?
You've had your say.
Not
Let
applicable.
Mr. Biswajit say what he has to.
Why the same law is not applicable for Amit Malhotra? Why the same law is not applicable for the BJP leaders? See, BJP, the entire party, is a torchbearer of fake news. And they are talking about fake news. The way this person has been arrested, our spokesperson has been arrested. It's a shame on BJP. It's a shame on the government of Gujarat. It's an illegal detention. I'm again saying it's an illegal detention. False charges have been registered against him. Why there will be a charge of forgery? There is no ingredients of forgery. For BJP,
Okay,
it's a separate
we'll
law.
leave it there for the moment.
separate
Let's see
law.
how this story plays out. There is a full-scale political slugfest
separate
that
law.
is currently underway. I'm out of time, Priyanka. Mr. Deb, I'm out of time as well. We'll leave it there for the moment. There is a political slugfest, but the rule has to be the same for everyone. If you're arresting Saket Gokhale for fake news, spreading fake news, then that rule and that law needs to apply to every political party, including the BJP. This cannot be selective. I'm going across to Priyanka Chaturvedi, who's a Rajya Sabha MP from the Shiva Sena, who is joining us on the broadcast again on the same story. Priyanka, thank you very much for your time here on Mirror Now. Why call this political vendetta? Fake news is a curse in this country. It needs to be curbed. And if it is curbed by way of arrests, then that is what needs to be done.
I think it is a political vendetta simply because what he put out clearly was a newspaper clipping which showed an RTI that was filed by whether the newspaper or somebody in Gujarat and the answers that they have got out of it. If the news was fake, then the person who should be accountable for is the newspaper which is publishing it, not someone who is just sharing a story. So that is unfortunate. I think this is an excessive use of agencies by the Bharatiya Janata Party and yet another bid to silence the opposition. And any fake news, I mean, considering the entire country is right now being influenced by WhatsApp based news stories, which most 99% of them are fake, I wonder whether similar alacrity will be used for to curb that as well. Of course, fake news is a menace, but you weaponizing it to attack the opposition or silence the opposition, I think, is a bad form of wanting to silence the opposition.
Priyanka, Saket Gokhale, while being arrested, spoke of the irony of him being arrested over a tweet on the Prime Minister's visit to Morbi, but the Oreva owner still not being arrested.
I'd be the last person to defend this individual simply because there have been instances where he has been found on the other side of, sharing a story which may not entirely be true. But in this particular case, the focus and accountability and transparency should be that of the tragic incident that happened in Gujarat. The totally unaccountability of those promoters, those owners, and those tender winners who had absolutely no experience in how to maintain a bridge, repair a bridge, have gone scot-free. Over 140 people are dead, out of which many of them were children, and we have seen no, urgency in the approach of the Gujarat government to bring them to book, and that is what should be the focus, and that should really be the agenda of the government. But it's unfortunate that they have waylaid that agenda to something where they are political witch hunting.
Pre-political arrest, Priyanka, be dismissed as vendetta. Sanjay Raut was arrested in an alleged lamb scam case. He's from your party, though of course the court did later say that his arrest was unnecessary. But why should every arrest be called political vendetta?
At some points in time, when it becomes so blatant as what we are seeing these days, as far as opposition is concerned, and I remember parliamentary question that I had asked with regards to the ED cases and agencies being used, most of them, overwhelming number of those cases were being pursued against members of the opposition. So for the judiciary to step in and seek accountability is a good move. And I think Sanjay Raoji's bail order was very clear that it was vindictive. It was absolutely overreach of the enforcement directorate. And we've seen this in many instances, whether it was Aryan Khan's case, whether it was some other cases, several such cases. Now we are seeing it in this particular issue. So I'm very certain that they do not have a leg to stand upon. Sharing of news story cannot become a criminal act. And if he has done something wrong, arrest is not the only medium. You can take down that particular tweet. There are various mechanisms in place. There's nothing but using force, using agencies, and using your power to silence voices that question the government of the day.
Priyanka, the BJP says, why blame us? The EC, which is the Election Commission, is in control of Gujarat right now. And the EC is the one that has unleashed the police on Mr. Gokhale, not the BJP. So why blame us?
The BJP's defense is that, look, we are in election mode. Gujarat is in election mode. And the governance and
one of the most lame defense that one can expect from the Bharatiya Janata Party. Also, let me remind you, the Election Commission itself has come under scrutiny by the Supreme Court in terms of the appointments, in terms of the frequency of the appointments, in terms of how the central government chooses who the election commissioner would be. That also has come under scrutiny. So it is something that, like I said, when the Supreme Court itself is questioning their transparency, then it is time to actually call out where we feel that norms are not being followed, and vindictive approach is being taken to those who are raising voices of concern over a very serious issue. I mean, Morbi bridge collapse was not a small issue, not a small incident. And for the Bharatiya Janata Party, the ruling dispensation, to totally ignore it and say, oh, we are not responsible for it, it is under the charge of somebody else, that is all hogwash.
I'm slipping into a quick break on the show. There's more coming up on the other side. Do stay with us.